UFC Fight Night Atlanta, Buckley versus Usman. It's a pretty banger card. Just kidding. It's a mid fucking card. I mean, it's not the worst card ever, but for a fight night that's not on the Apex, it's pretty underwhelming. I won't lie to you, but amazing main event at least. Can't be mad at that. And an even better co-main event. Is this 5 rounds? Oh no, thank fucking God. Yeah, it's a pretty solid card, I guess. There's some interesting fights here, but let's just get into this, starting with Vanessa Delapoulice versus Jamie Lynn Horth. Jamie Lynn Horth's going to win 30-27. Huge reach advantage, and she's just way better. I mean, Vanessa fucking sucks at fighting. Like, I don't really need to explain this. Lynn Horth is just going to win by, like, fucking jabbing her for 3 rounds. This fight's going to be horrible, and it's going to put you to sleep, but thankfully it should be one of the only boring-ish fights on the card. Then we have Phil Rowe versus Angelucci, and I think Angelucci's probably going to get this done. He's just going to outstrike Phil Rowe. Phil Rowe kind of fucking sucks. He had a garbage performance against fucking Neil Magny. He's terrible IQ. He doesn't fight. I don't know what his own game is, but whatever it is, he doesn't fucking like to fight in it. I think he's just going to probably get knocked out in this performance. I'm not even going to lie. I am predicting a round 1 or 2 knockout for Lucy. So how do you say his name? Like Lucy? Lusa, maybe? I totally forgot to pronounce this guy's name. It just is like a fucking brain jobble for me. But then next we have Ricky Simon versus Cameron Smotherman. This fight is a little more interesting. If Cameron Smotherman was on a full camp, I might consider picking him, but he's not. And I think Ricky Simon is just a decent level bantamweight. He's, in the top 15 range-ish. And Cameron Smotherman just he underwhelmed me a lot in his last performance to the point where I just don't feel comfortable picking him, especially with a quick-ish turnaround and on short notice. I'm gonna go with Ricky Simone by decision probably, but you never know. I think Cameron Smotherman is talented. He has talent there. He could get this done, but I just think Ricky Simone's gonna outscale him, especially on short notice. And then we have Cody Durden versus Jose Ocha. This fight's pretty decent. I could see this going like a couple of ways. Cody could win this by kind of grappling, kind of smudging his way to a victory, I feel like, but I think Jose is just going to kind of outclass him on the feet. That's kind of the recipe to success to beat Cody Durden. Jose he had a good fight with Leonard Kavanaugh. I think it was a split decision or unanimous, but it was close no matter what. And I think he showed some slick striking in that. And I think that's kind of the way to beat Cody, is just slick striking. I mean, that's been like his weakness for, since the beginning of time. Yeah, I think Jose will be able to replicate a game plan that's kind of already been told, and he'll just be able to beat Cody pretty handedly. Yeah, I don't really think this one will be too hard. Next, we have Malcolm Wellmaker versus Chris Moutinho. This is a pretty interesting fight as well. No, I'm just kidding. Malcolm Wellmaker's going to knock Chris Moutinho out probably in the first 2 minutes of this fight. I might be being facetious. Chris Moutinho has shown he has had a chin in the past, like in his Sean O'Malley fight. Who did he fight after that? I forget who he fought after that exactly, but he got chinned. So maybe some deterioration there. And I think Malcolm Wellmaker's just a great striker. Chris Moutinho was beating cans when he left the UFC. It was like a 5-fight winning streak, but I just can't pick him to win this, especially on short notice. I hope he doesn't get like another chance though. Like, don't cut him after this. Like, come on, give him a chance against a bantamweight who isn't good. Malcolm Wellmaker is like great, dude. This dude is a bantamweight with fucking one punch power. He has a great striking skill set, and I think he'll be ranked at one point. Chris Moutinho, I don't think he'll ever be ranked, but he could beat lower ranked guys. I feel like give him another chance after this. He's shown that he's got some heart in him. Got Lionheart 2.0 potentially. I can get behind that, right? Next, we have Michael Chiesa versus Court McGee. I'm going to go with Michael Chiesa here, probably by submission. This fight really isn't that interesting. This is probably one of the other ones. It's going to be pretty boring, in my opinion. Probably be a grappling match. I get Court McGee's not like a heavy grappler, but he definitely is at times. And, yeah, I don't know. I think this will end in a finish at least. One of these guys is going to grab a submission. I think it'll be Michael Chiesa. This is going to be a grappling heavy match, I feel like. Maybe a little bit of striking here and there, but I doubt it. Michael Chiesa's on a kind of nice streak. He's shown some great skills on the ground recently. Like the Tony Ferguson win, obviously needs to be Tony Ferguson there, fucking undersized. Well, like, why did he move up? Yeah, whatever. But yeah, Mark Chiesa by finish. Submission probably round 2, 3. And Court McGee's like 42. His athleticism is probably down the drain. Man, I remember when Court McGee was supposed to be something. Oh, what the fuck happened there? But, okay. Next, we have Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Bellato. I'm going to go with Bellato here. I just think he's going to knock Paul Craig out. Paul Craig has always had a weakness, and that was to good strikers. Now, Paul Craig is he's the GOAT of fluke and a win. He is quite literally the GOAT of fluke and a win. But I think that time has passed. I think his being the king of flukes, he's no longer that. And sadly, I just think Bellato is pretty good on the feet, and I think he's just going to chin him out cold in the first round. I won't lie to you. I just got pieced up by fucking Bo Nickel, man. He got pieced up by Bo Nickel, man. But, Bo Nickel's not that bad. DRD is just pretty... RDR. Sorry. DRD. We're just going to ignore that. But yeah, Bellato's going to chin Paul Craig, knock him out. He's going to be unconscious. He's going to be twitching. I feel like it's going to be bad. It's bad matchmaking, too, in my opinion, to be honest. I mean, it's not the worst matchmaking. I just don't really get it. Bellato by knockout. Next, we have Alonzo Minifield versus Umar Sy. This one's pretty decent, but I think I'm going to lean Umar Sy to probably finish Alonzo Minifield. Now, Alonzo is a decent striker. I think Umar Sy has shown that he can be a great striker, though. Obviously, it's been not against good competition, though, yet. But yeah, this should be a good, decent test for him. Alonzo Minifield is borderline ranked light heavyweight. And Umar Sy, I think, is just going to chin him. Alonzo Minifield's IQ is bad. He drops his hands a lot. And I think that's just going to be his downfall against a guy like Umar Sy, who has a lot of knockout potential in matchups like this one, especially. Next, we have Cody Brundage versus Mansar Abdul Malik. I think I'm going to go Abdul Malik here. I do like Cody Brundage, I'm not going to lie. It's a very wholesome story with his daughter, who sadly is diagnosed with a pretty rare illness that no one has lived past like the age of 20 with, which is very sad for him and his family. And he had that last fight with who was it? I forget who it was, but it was just a banger. Him and him were going blow for blow. He got wobbled and almost finished, but then as he was wobbled, he threw like a fucking prayer right hand and connected it and then knocked the guy out. I mean, Cody Brundage's last fight was a fucking banger, but Abdul Malik's pretty good. He's shown some good skills, and I think Cody Brundage is just going to be that guy who's towards the end of the middleweight rankings. But he can always he can rattle off like a win or two here and there. And I think that's good. I like Cody Brundage. I kind of hope he can win this. I just like his story, and I want his daughter to be happy. See her dad win. Just sad, but yeah. Overall, Cody Brundage does have that chinning potential, but I think you have to lean Abdul Malik here to get a finish. I feel like this has to end in a knockout, though. So another banger here. Next, we have Cody Garbrandt versus Ronnie Barcelos. This fight's interesting, and it's really not, actually. I'm going to keep it a buck. In my opinion, Cody Garbrandt fucking easily wins this fight. And, I don't get how picky people, a.k.a. Lucas Tracy, are picking Ronnie Barcelos and acting... Dude, Lucas Tracy was acting like this is going to be an easy fight for Ronnie Barcelos. Are you fucking stupid, dude? This is such an easy pick, dude. Cody Garbrandt has only lost to top-end talent. At least the top 10 range, dude. Davison Figueiredo, Kai Kara France, Rob Fant, Pedro Munoz, TJ Dillashaw. This dude doesn't lose to people like Ronnie Barcelos. He fucking doesn't, dude. Ronnie Barcelos got a decent win over Talbot. Like, Talbot's a good prospect. He's an okay prospect, but dude, he didn't show anything to put merit into that being a win that means he can beat Cody Garbrandt. Cody's still fast. He's still a strict striker. He still has good takedown defense. He got choked out by Davison Figueiredo. Barcelos isn't half the grappler Figueiredo is. You can't pick Ron Barcelos here, dude. Cody Garbrandt, 30-27 or a knockout. He is winning this fight. It's a lock. I am locking Cody Garbrandt in to win this fight. Barcelos is trash. He's not trash, but he can't beat anyone who's even close to the rankings like Cody can be, in my opinion. Next is Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Pazlatsky. And this is an interesting one. I think Shabazian is going to get a knockout here though in the first 2 rounds, probably the first. I think Andre's shown some skills in his I think 4-fight win streak he's on, but I think Edmund has also shown some things. He's shown some good power. He does gas himself out a lot, and his power kind of obviously falls off a cliff after he gasses himself out. But yeah, there really isn't much to break down with this fight. It's just, is Edmund going to get a knockout or gas himself out, and is Andre going to win because of that? And I think I'm going to have to say Edmund won't do that, and he'll be able to chin Andre. But this fight could be interesting. But yeah, I'm going to lean towards the Edmund chinning him. Next, we got Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick. Yeah, I'm going to go with Rose here to win a 30-27 probably. I don't think Miranda will ever be a top-end contender in this division at all. She's like that 15-7 range perfectly. Maybe she could sneak into the top 5, but I think Rose is still pretty decent here. I mean, she's obviously kind of fallen off from her heyday, but I still think she's a pretty good fighter, all things considered. While Miranda Maverick has not shown me anything to make me want to pick her. I'm going to go with Rose to win like a 29-28, 30-27 decision. Who really cares? Now into the main event, the fight we're all going to be waiting for, let's be honest. We don't really care about any of these other fights all too much. Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley. This fight is pretty good. Now, there's a lot going into this fight. The thing is they move. Their footwork is pretty similar from what I've noticed from rewatching the fights. They move pretty similarly. They both use a lot of movement, circling around, switching stances. And I think the thing is Usman likes to fight from range, but he's not super good at controlling range. He does let fighters get into the pocket, kind of brawl with him. And to beat a guy like Buckley, who's just super aggressive, he's coming in and he's throwing like 3 to 4 punch combos when he comes in. He's lightning fast. He's using good foot movement the whole time. He's coming in with all his strength. I think it's just a bad matchup for Usman. I'm not gonna lie. Usman is great at range. The problem is I don't think he'll be able to control the range. I don't think he'll be able to stop Buckley from coming in. And to beat Buckley, you have to be able to stop him from coming in. I just don't think he will. I don't know. Usman definitely has a path to success here, though. Usman's not washed. His last couple fights have been good. The thing is, it's been like 2 years now since his last fight. He's definitely Father Time is undefeated at the end of the day. He's definitely not going to look as good as he looked in the Cosmot fight, in my opinion. And even if he did, I think Buckley's just going to put him out cold in the first round. Yeah, I know. That might be a little ballsy to say, but I think Buckley's just going to knock him out in the first round. I think, like I've said, I've watched the Jorge Masvidal fight. I watched the Colby Covington fights. I even watched the Cosmot fight and the Leon fights. Leon fight kind of doesn't apply to this, obviously, but all those fighters had one path to success, and it was getting close to Usman. Even the Gilbert Burns, when Burns dropped him, like, he's bad at letting fighters not get in. And Buckley, out of all those fighters I just named, is the best at pocket boxing, dirty boxing, and getting in close. I think he's just going to chin him out bad. Usman does have a path to success here, like I was saying, with the jab and the straights, though. Buckley's weakness somewhat is at range. He has shown Wonderboy had a really good game plan at range against him. Arguably, I think it was 1-1, but you can argue it was 2-0 for Wonderboy before the knockout. So yeah, I just think Buckley, he's going to be able to get in close against Usman, and he's just going to chin him in the first round. Usman doesn't control range well. He has good strikes at range, but he doesn't control it well. And with the grappling, I just think that it's going to be neutralized. I don't think he'll be able to grapple a guy like Buckley. Buckley's so strong, dude. We watching that Colby fight is so impressive, dude. That one when Colby had a full top control of Buckley, and Buckley just got up. He used the cage, but it was insane, dude. I just don't think Usman will be able to control him on the ground. I don't even know if he'll be able to take him down at this point, especially because he can't shoot traditional double legs. And I get he has a really good single leg, but I just don't think he'll have an opportunity to grab the single leg, to be honest. And yeah, I'm predicting Buckley to chin him in round 1. He's going to be able to get in close, make it uncomfortable, and just get nasty with body shots. And even from range, he'll be able to throw the oblique kick, which obviously it won't go well. Yeah, I'm going to go with Buckley to knock Usman out with a hook or an overhand in the first round. But that's UFC Atlanta, Usman versus Buckley. It's a pretty decent card, like I was saying. I'm a lot more excited for next week, though. That's a banger fight night, and then obviously 317. Hope you guys enjoyed. It was Curse MMA.